Hey, today I'm going to share with you this statement and how once you understand this statement, it can take your manifestations to a whole new level. And not only am I going to share this statement, how powerful it is, and how to understand it, I'm going to show you later on in the video how to apply it so that you can take your manifestations to a whole new level. This is a very powerful statement, and it's not a hidden statement. Everybody or most people know this, but they don't really understand it. So let's talk about this right now. So the statement that I'm talking about is the statement that you find in the Bible, in the beginning of the Bible, where it says, "Let us make them in the image and likeness of us." That's a powerful statement when you start to understand it and apply it to manifestation. When you start to apply it to how we can create things and how we can turn our dreams into reality. Listen to the statement again. Let us make them in the image and likeness of us. Now listen to that for a second. Think about that. What they're saying is, everybody catches the first part. Let us make them in the image, right? So to make us in the image of the Creator. But it says also in the likeness. And this is the key. This is the part that you need to understand. What does the likeness mean? It means that we have the same traits, the same mindset, abilities. We have the good and the bad, anger, passion, curiosity. We have all of these different emotions that are the likeness of the Creator. And so, because we're not just in the image, we don't just look like the creators, we also have the same type of abilities. Maybe not as big, not as powerful, but for us, in the planet we live on, we have the most powerful abilities out of all the species, out of all the entities that are on this planet that we know of. So what it means is we have the same abilities on a smaller scale to create, just as our creators were able to create. This is why we're able to manifest our goals and dreams, to take our ideas and turn them into a tangible reality. Because we draw from that same pool of creativity, of conscious creativity, as the creators draw from. And I say the creators because it says let us make them, which means there's a group that are in charge of making us, and they're making us in the image and likeness of them. It means we have the same traits. And a lot of people miss that part. They skip over that part and they just look at, we're in the likeness of the Creator. But no, we also have the same abilities, but we also have the same struggles and hurdles. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, but it means that the creators gave us the same type of personality and abilities that they have, the same type of traits that they have. So when you see there's always a battle of good and evil, we have that internally. We have that battle of jealousy and greed over enlightenment and selflessness. And we're always trying to work toward enlightenment and selflessness and compassion. But we're always being pulled by greed and self-serving, selfishness. Those are our negative and our positive, right? So our negative is more of our ego. And when we can transcend our ego, start working toward the good parts of our personality, the parts of our personality that don't just serve us but serve others as well, that's when we start to transcend. So when we understand that, we can start to apply this knowledge that we're made in the likeness of the creators, which means we have a limitless ability to create the things that we want if we learn how to focus on them for a duration of time, and to really believe that the thing that we want to do is tangible. We can turn it into a tangible reality if we take the steps and we trust the process. And that's what manifestation is all about. It's all about trusting the process and understanding our abilities. They're real. It's not fantasy. I used to think that, a lot of people talking about manifestation was fantasy. I used to think it was bullshit. It wasn't real. Until I started to achieve things that I shouldn't have been able to achieve on paper because I didn't have the qualifications. I had the belief. And that's all I needed. I needed the belief and the focus, the persistence, the patience, the perseverance. And I applied those three things along with, the vision. And I decided this is going to be a reality for me. I'm going to create it. No matter what I run into, I'm going to find the solutions to move forward in the direction of my dreams. And that's how I was able to achieve all the personal impossibles that I've done so far. And now I'm focused on elevating my manifestations to a whole new level. And part of it is by really applying the understanding that I have the same creative abilities as the creators. Not on the same scale, obviously, but in the scale that I need to be able to do anything that I want to do, in our 3D reality. And it's not exclusive to me. It's inclusive to everyone. We all have access to that if we start focusing on it. But it means, part of it is, you have to go through this death of the ego, I call it. And as you go through the death of the ego, and your ego no longer serves your purpose, no longer serves your drive, no longer dictates to you what it is that you want to do, and you start to be in service of others, and you start to be practice selflessness, along with gratitude, along with appreciation. When you start putting those things in, you start to elevate to a higher level. And you're able to do that because we were made in the likeness of them. That's a reality that we live in. And knowing that reality, you can start to learn how to manipulate it. And I talk about that in my book, Exertem Actuality, showing you how to use reality and use the rules and bend the rules of reality by going within and understanding that we have the same abilities as our creators. And I talk about manifesting success in our book, Manifest Success, about how to manifest success and how to take your manifestations to a higher level. So I highly recommend that you check out those books. I'll put a link in the description. And just understand that statement. It's a powerful statement. Let us make them in the image and likeness of us. Understand what that means and start applying it to everything that you do. That's what I wanted to talk to you about in this segment. Check out my next segment. We're going to go deeper into some more mindset breakthrough insight. So check that out. Don't miss that. Let's get started right now. I'm about to give you some real knowledge. So it's important to understand that when you're creating manifestations, what you're doing is you're really creating opportunities to be able to make that manifestation develop and grow into the finished result that you want. When we start looking at it in that way, that we're creating opportunities for ourselves. So if we want to change our reality, we want to change how we feel about something, or change our fortunes, change our relationships, change anything, our health, what we have to do is realize that we're creating opportunities for ourselves. So we're saying to ourselves, this is what I want to experience. I want to experience having a really loving relationship. And then what happens once we decide that, we affirm that, we declare that this is our intention, this is what we want to experience. We're not experiencing that right now. It's what we want to experience. What happens is now things have to recalibrate. So things in your life, it's going to get chaotic, and the things that aren't serving you, they have to fall away, because for everything that you have, something has to leave. Right? That's how it works. It's a synergy. For you to have something new, something old has to fall away. And when that happens, the way that we feel, we have to elevate our feeling toward the thing that we want to experience, not what we're actually experiencing. Because what we're actually experiencing is holding us in that reality, the reality we want to break out of, we want to break away from. So understanding that we're creating opportunities means once you set that intention, things are going to fall into place and doors will open for you, but you have to walk through those doors. And some of those doors are scary because you don't know if you have enough knowledge, skills, or experience to be able to actually be successful at that thing, that opportunity that's popping up. But if we don't follow those opportunities, the manifestation, it can't manifest. So it's going to be stuck in limbo. It's going to be stuck waiting for us to walk through that door. And so those opportunities will fade away, and then you might have to wait a duration of time for you to be able to attract another one of those opportunities. And so when we get stuck, it's because we're not realizing what we're doing. When we make that declaration and we set our intention, and we start focusing on that, there's things that we have to do. It's not magic. It doesn't just fall into place magically without any effort. Some things fall into place with very little effort, with grace and ease. But other things, you have to learn a skill. You have to do something to be able to produce the result, to manifest that result. And that result is another step toward you manifesting that big goal. So it's really important to understand. And I know a lot of people, they kind of get tripped up on that part. They think they make that declaration, they do that affirmation, and then it's just going to unfold. And they have that intention, it's going to unfold. But they don't want to do any of the work. They don't want to take any of the risks. And then they wonder why somebody else is doing it and they're actually creating success in their life. And they're trying to follow the same thing. Maybe they're listening to the same teachers. Maybe they're listening to the same audiobooks. Maybe they're reading the same books. Whatever they're doing, they're not getting the same result as the other person because they're not putting in the effort like the other person is. And so then you feel like, oh, it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. It's because you're not working for it. And it is a harsh reality, but if you want to be successful at it, you have to work at it. And working at it doesn't mean you have to be stressed out and it's really hard. All it means is you have to follow the process and understand that you're creating these opportunities, and those opportunities will turn into these mini manifestations that are working toward that big manifestation that you're trying to create. So that's what I wanted to share with you on this one. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and watch more videos on this channel. I'm giving a lot of insight and information on how to create, the goals and dreams that you want, how to achieve your personal impossibles, how to move in the direction of your dreams. So make sure you subscribe to this channel and check out more videos. That's it for this one, and until next time. You heard? Hey, thanks for watching this video. You watched the whole video, and I love it when you do that. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and leave a comment too. Oh, and hit the bell button. Everybody says that. Sometimes I forget. So what you should do right now is binge watch more of these videos. I know you want to binge watch more of these videos because you want to really load up on that insight. So that's what you should do. But I also want to leave you with one piece of advice, one last piece of advice. And it's, don't stress about all the little things that are trying to get you amped up and trying to take you away from what you're trying to do, trying to steal your focus. Just relax and enjoy what's happening, because most of the things that you're stressed about, they're just in the moment. They're not even going to matter 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. They might not even matter 24 hours from now. So don't get all stressed out and upset about every little thing. Learn to relax, enjoy life, enjoy the moment, be present in the moment, and realize all the good things that are happening for you and really start to enjoy those. So that's my advice. Just relax and take it easy and breathe. So that's it for this video. And until next time, you heard